about positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement comes in many forms. It doesn't have to be food, and I don't even recommend using food because it's so set. Okay, it's so set what it is, and it's tied into the dog's survival. You look like a resource for snacks. It's a mistake. So you could use anything that the dog likes, going through a door, the command itself, like retrieving is positive reinforcement for your dog. So you have to be careful that when you're doing retrieves with your dog, that the dog is calm before it goes on the retrieve. But somebody brought up a question which was like, okay, so you're using verbal, like positive reinforcement, like good boy and stuff like that. You condition that in like a clicker. So if you know what a clicker is a device for idiots that can't say good or good boy. So the point that I'm trying to make is that that's set too. It always sounds the same way. They always have the same, and it's done with food, which it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. It's something that excites the dog. So usually when I'm working with a dog, I don't start using petting. Some dogs I don't use petting because it makes them too excited. And I usually don't start using petting as positive reinforcement until I got a good handle on the dog and the dog's being compliant. So what I'm saying is that if you are working with your dog and it gets excited, stop doing what you're doing. Stop petting it. Just don't encourage excitement, because excitement is the point that all dogs make a mistake. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen. So we might train the dogs here are trained in the realm of excitement, meaning we teach them, we control it. We control the excitement. We control the prey drive, okay? When asked to sit at the hen, he always sits in an angle. What's a good way to correct that? Do that against a wall, so it's forced. So you're walking along a wall or fence. That's a good question. You don't want them sitting at an angle. You want them sitting straight. So you walk along the wall, and because of muscle memory, your dog will start sitting straight. That's a good question. Good. Same thing with teaching them to back up. A lot of times I do that along a wall, but use walls. Use walls definitely. Use a fence. Anything like that. Hang on. I gotta go deal with something. Will you all stay right here? Come on. God damn it, Harley. Sorry about that. Here, come around here. Here. Sit! Fucking Harley. Where was I? Yeah, I use walls. My dogs like to jump on people. How do I stop this? Well, do your dogs go on... Let me ask you a couple questions. Do your dogs go on furniture? Do you let them on top of sofa, the couch, on your bed? Do they do any of that stuff? Because that could be helpful. No, they do not. Are they trained in obedience? Do they do sit down, while here, heel? Do you let the dog... The dog doesn't jump on you? Okay, so your dog started doing this, and it's people that are encouraging this. They're encouraging your dog to jump up on them. They are. They're looking at the dog, and maybe your dog did it once, and then they're petting the dog. You know, they're like, no, it's okay. Okay? So does your dog get excited? Your dog gets excited and jumps on people, right? Well, I will say this, that if it knew, hey, Richie, if it knew a proper heel and a proper sit, it wouldn't be jumping on people, okay? That's flat out. So you might say that your dog knows these things, but it doesn't know them very good. Because a dog that heels, like it could be real aggressive, right? But if it's healing, how can it be jumping on anybody? So people are encouraging it, and you're allowing it to happen. Now it's happening. Now how do you get them to quit? So you set the dog up. Here, this dog doesn't jump. Shouldn't. Encourage the dog like this. And when it jumps up, he's not going to do it. Grab its paws, go back a little bit, put some pressure on the paws, and shuck it to the side and say no. Also, if the dog jumps, go like this with your knee it in the chest. No. Don't let people interact with your dog that are exciting your dog. You watch the people when when I come home from work all day, my dog wants me to pick him up, hold him for 20 minutes. It's all about him because someone is mean to him while I'm gone. What do you mean they're mean to him? You're the one that's a screw up. You're picking the dog up and holding it. You're creating a time bomb. Oh, somebody's mean to him because they won't pick him up and hold him. You're screwing that dog up. You're loving it too much. You're loving it the wrong way is what you're doing. Yeah. What are you talking about? No, she's saying that she comes home and the dog wants her to pick it up because somebody's being mean to it all day. What, are they ignoring it? That's what you should do. But you're picking up, you're encouraging this behavior to happen. I love my sit. I'm having trouble talking. So what? So what? That doesn't mean that you treat it. You treat it like that. Why would you treat it like that? The dog's probably a mess. I bet it barks at people too. Why are you doing that? You wouldn't pick up a Labrador and hold it. You think it's a morphed little baby? Yeah, it's not a newborn baby. Who's being mean to it, by the way? What are they doing that's so mean to it? I bet you give your dog all kinds of terrible things to eat. You give it people food. I bet you allow that dog up on furniture. You have to hold it. No, you don't have to hold it. You don't, but you do. What's the person doing that's so mean to it? If they're so mean to it, why wouldn't you call the Humane Society or call? Yeah, he does. He does what? Yeah, he does what? Oh, he goes on furniture and you give him people food? Yeah, your dog's a mess. You created this. It's clear. My kid. Your kid's mean to it? Why did you get a dog when you have a kid? How old is the kid? The dog sleeps with you, it's going to be a mess. Move on. Next question. Don't let the dog sleep with you. You confuse the status of the dog. How old is the dog and how old is the kid? I bet it ends up hating that kid. Tries to bite the kid. You'll get rid of the dog, not the kid. Barks at people? Yeah. Yeah. You let it sleep in the bed. Your dog isn't trained. I've trained them before, okay? This is very common because they're cute and people think that it's a subspecies of the wolf. When that dog bites your kid, you'll get rid of it. And you have not done right by that dog. You're letting it sleep in the bed? It's one of the worst things that you could do. Sleeping in the bed, giving people food. It goes up on the furniture too. Your kid's being mean to it? What is your kid doing? If you're not home, the dog should be in a crate anyway. Yeah, I train pointers. I own one. No, raw fish, bone-in fish isn't bad. Use tilapia. Don't use salmon. Salmon has salmon poisoning disease. So that's I don't know when Sean Bond said. I'll look in a minute. Appreciate you, Lee. Let's pick up my daughter. We'll be back later, please. Yeah, that's good to hear, Sean. We'll see you when you get back. What? To do upland game hunting? Yeah. Do I do field trials? No. Why would I want to do that? Kibble's horrible for your dog. It is. It's absolutely horrible for your dog. Man, I put out 3 different shirts in the last, I don't know, few days. Yeah, I'm cranking it out. Yeah, well, the only way, you're not going to be able to fix the dog. The only way that you're going to be able to fix the dog, good, you agree. You agree, that's good. This is sort of an intervention. You want to keep the dog, you're going to have to find somebody that's going to train it for you. They can't do that while it's in the home. You need to get the dog out to a board and train with somebody that's competent, which is going to be difficult for you to find, and then you need to bring it back in and do things different. Dog can't sleep in your bed. You're going to have to start using a crate. Your kid has to be monitored around this dog. You can't leave your kid alone with the dog because kids can be cruel. It's just a fact. You aren't going to fix this dog. This dog is going to bite this kid, right? Because the kid's torturing it, because kids are cruel. And so you're going to have to do things completely different. If you aren't going to do any of that, I suggest you find a home for that dog immediately, because this isn't fair to the dog. You're making huge mistakes with the dog. The dog isn't trained. You have a kid in the house. You love the dog. How much for you? It's on my, how old is the dog? By the way, I would be if it's an adult dog, I'd be working with your dog for 2 months, okay? If it's a puppy, I'll be working with your dog for 90 days. And I'm not that expensive, but I insist upon a certain time frame so I can get everything done. And I have to evict problems. Your dog might not want to be in a crate. Your dog might have social anxiety disorder. I don't know. But it sounds like your dog's a mess. And I've seen this before. And that breed will bite, because they'll all bite, but in particular I've worked with many. I mean, what do you do positive for your dog? Like dogs that come here, they learn to do hold, drop, retrieve, scent work. Do you just come home and the dog is there and that's it? And you don't like take it out and like train it or do anything? That's the problem, man. Sharon Hamilton, whatever your name is, like you couldn't bring your dog to a point where it can really do anything. So you can't really get anything positive from the dog, and the dog's not getting anything positive from you. I tried to do all this, my wife would not let me. Oh, it's the husband. That's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem. So if both people aren't on the correct page, it's not gonna work. But your wife just wants to love the dog, is that what you're telling me? I just love it, and she thinks that tell her love is not enough for the dog. He walks great and listens to me only, right? So when you're with him, not too many problems, but anybody else, it's a mess, and you're limited with the dog because you walk him, which is better than nothing, but that's pretty much nothing. Like if you could take the dog in the backyard and do scent work with the dog, that would be good. Yeah, just tell her, like, this dog's a mess. If we want to keep it, we got to find a way to get it trained. It's not super cheap, but it's an investment in your dog. It's not super expensive either.
The country wasn't nearly as fat as it is. Now we're fat as hell. America's so fat. And now,
you like the dog, I can tell. You're the one that deals with it. So does your wife do anything when the kid's being mean to the dog? Doesn't she realize that if the dog bites the kid, you'll get rid of the dog. You'll go with the kid every time. We got 4 to 6 million dogs being put down every year. 4 to 6 million. No, no, back up. Get out of here. What are you doing? Back up. You just said that there. No, sit. No, sit. Man, you sit your ass down right now. You never do that with me. I don't give a shit. You shut up. Shut your fucking smart mouth, son. Sit. I needed to know what this dog does. I saw the UPS guy, right? I want to see what this dog does. You see what I did? Back the dog up, bitching the dog out the whole time, make the dog sit. The dog wasn't going to sit because the dog was too excited. I pushed the dog's ass down and made the dog sit. This dog's here for a reason. The dog can do some stuff. But the dog, you know, it can do some stuff, but it also is doing some bad stuff, and this was sort of conditioned in. So he can't. That's one of the things that the owner said. Like, people come up to him and he'll do that crap. You better knock that crap off, dude. You're being good now, but you don't do that. And when we start going into Home Depot, if somebody walks up to me, you do that, you embarrass me, I would be so bummed out with you, dude. Merlin, down. Don't ever do that again, brother. Good, I finally saw it. It's not that heavy. Destiny's on a shopping spree. She's getting a lot of stuff for her room and stuff. She's putting up like a shelving unit thing for the laundry room, which is good. Yeah, Shannon Hamilton. I don't know what to tell you, but you got to do something. And you work, right? You're a working guy, man. You're not gonna have time to do this, and you have to like have your whole day to do this, and then you have to have the whole next day, and then the next day. That's the only way you can evict problems and get the shit conditioned in properly. So we know. I'll use the UPS guy now to fix this dog. So as soon as the UPS guy comes up the porch, he starts being a douche. I know that. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use this to fix this dog. You can't do that. That's embarrassing, man. You people that have your dogs and you think that that's good when your dog does that, it's not. Okay? That would be a fear biter. That's not a highly trained dog that does protection. They don't do that. They don't do that. Like I said, the dog that knows heel and knows it well isn't a danger to anybody. But a dog that does protection, you give it the command, watch out, that melon is going to be hanging on your arm, on someone's arm. But a dog like that, that's like a fear biter. That's not good. That dog needs to know it never fucking does that ever. Now, at a point, I got a friend across the street, David. I'll ask him to come over. I'll use people. I'll use people to help me get this dog trained that the dog doesn't know. If I have to, I'll pay somebody to come here and do it. But we can use the UPS guy because the UPS guy comes all the time. But this dog needs to know that I'm going to respond and respond appropriately. Now, something else about this dog. This is an interesting dog because the dogs can do some shit. But the dog's got some issues. One of the issues that it has is separation anxiety. Separation anxiety encompasses like a lot of dogs A lot of dogs and a lot of dogs that are giving up, they hold the owners hostage because like they start barking and shit, and then like I can't leave the dog; it's gonna go ape shit, right? So it's really difficult. Some are really got it bad, and they'll like tear curtains down, eat drywall because people don't crate them. Crating is the number one thing. I don't recommend any dog breed. They're all hard to train, dude. I have no idea what your lifestyle is. Um, it's just these are the facts. So if you don't crate your dog, there's a good chance it's gonna get separation anxiety. You're not being nice to the dog. They look at the window. They go up to a window like this. They're looking out, barking at people. Shit like this starts. I didn't ask the owner if they have a window and the dog looks out the window, but it could have. I don't know why the dog started doing this, but the dog does this. And I don't really care. But the dog, going back, I'll discuss this with them, but they can't. You know, it's about responding appropriately. So if you have a dog that's barking and you let it out of the crate, that is not going to be good. Duck hunting dog, what's your opinion on buying them? You get a started dog, you're buying crap. I suggest you get a puppy and find somebody that can train the water dog for you. And I would put like an 85-pound lab in a kayak. I cut out the back of it, and he would go in that, and I put like I built like wings for it so it could handle his weight. Anyway, so if you let the dog out of the crate, you're just screwing up, and that's sort of what they did with this dog, because the dog has separation anxiety, and when the dog's out of the crate, it also, you know, it's shit, man, it's shit. So they spend all this time with this dog. The dog can do some things, you know, it does uh, sit down, whoa, sit down, whoa. It can do push-ups, but it responds negatively with the fucking mailman, the UPS guy. That's fucked up. He said like if people walk up to him, he acts like that. That's bullshit. So to make a long story short, the barking dog, you have to get to be quiet. They also, wait a minute. Let's start off by talking about this. He's a poodle, and he was like, we have trouble using the clippers, you know, the shears, and you got to use them on his face. Now, I used the shears this morning because as a bark collar at night, and it's a separation anxiety dog, I use this, and I'm going to tell the owner to look for one of these. This is a Garmin Smart Dog training system. I only use it for the bark collar function, okay? And they don't make them anymore, so you got to buy them on eBay. And I'm not giving up the two that I have, so he's going to have to look around where the dog is going to get one of these. Now, the deal with this is it has conductive plastic contact points, okay? So it's not as conductive as metal. It's a little bit hot, but it does work as a bark collar. So if you have a dog like that, you might have to shave a little patch, and then I'll go right there. You can't tell on this dog. I shaved a little patch. You can't tell. I also, while I was doing it, I want better contact with the remote. I shaved a little patch back here. You can't tell, and besides, the e-collar goes there anyway. You can't tell on that thing, the furry beast. And when you shave a poodle, you'll see like there's still, it's like hairs laying on the skin. That's a problem if you're using an e-collar, because that's not conductive. So you might have to work a poodle a little bit higher, or an Akita, but they also make contact points for remote collars that are longer to get through there and get to the skin. It has to make contact with the skin. So this, I was like, okay, and he told me, he gave oh, thank you, Christopher. You should have all, I should, but I don't. So to make a long story short, so I'm like, well, fuck it. Last night, this is the long story. I'll give you the long version. last night I was in bed, I'd taken the e-collar off, and I was wondering, I said, did I put the bark collar on him? And he was being quiet, right? But if muscle memory starts kicking in, they become collar wise, they know that it's on. But at a point, they know when the collar's off. So he was quiet all last night, but this morning, he figured out a collar wasn't on. So he started barking again. There's no way I was gonna let him out. Destiny was up and Destiny was dealing with it. She was using water. Shut up. She said she'd do it and then he'd keep going. So I'm like, well, fuck this. I put this collar on him, and this collar is for a bigger dog. I couldn't find the other one. You can twist these, by the way, to make it a little tight, but I put it on. It was not tight enough. It wasn't making any contact. I'm like, screw this. Thanks, Slick Rick. So what I did was, I'm like, well, screw this. The owner said that he's bad with the clippers. He was like, gave me his clippers. He said, see if you could get the dog better because we have to like shave up his face and shit. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna shave a little patch here and shave a little patch here. And he's gonna have to fucking learn how to do this because I told the owner that he's gonna learn how to do this. Now, I don't know how the owners were doing this, but this is how I pretty much always do it and how I teach hold with a lot of dogs. Not with this dog, but I put the dog in a high collar. So I brought the dog out here, and there's see this leash here? It's on a hook. So I had him hooked in a high collar. I turn on the clippers. Fuck, man, I was working on his face. Did this, I did under here. You know, around his eye. I had no problem. Like zero. So I'll keep working him with that, but I don't know what they were doing that they were having a problem with the clippers. Maybe they just put him at sit and then, you know, he's fighting them, man. Put your dog in a high collar some way. You could take an eye screw and put it in a door frame. I've done that many times. I do that in Brooklyn, teaching a dog hold and drop, and then I put the dog on top of a crate, and it's in a high collar, so it's, you know, that's like a dog not like him. I don't even think Baby I put in a high collar. I just had her out on a tire, sort of, to make it more comfortable for me. But a lot of dogs, you're teaching them hold. Like, say this dude with the Shih Tzu, and it's growling at me, right? I'm gonna teach it hold. I don't want to get bit. So to make the dog sort of like off its mark, I'll put it on a table. Then I'll start teaching it hold. The last Shih Tzu I taught was a growler and a biter. I wore gloves, but I got that dog to do retrieves too. Dog did everything every other dog could do. An e-collar is a collar that you can use either a vibrate function, a beep, or low-level stimulation. Well, you could use high-level stimulation. I just don't recommend it, because what does that do? That's an indication you're using pain. And what does pain do? It causes excitement. So there's a lot of dog trainers that heat dogs up so that they're fearful. That's not going to help. It makes it worse. So what we do is we use the e-collar to condition in the commands at a very low level, preferably under where a human can feel it. You can use the collar for like punishment. An example of that would be your dog eats chicken bones on the street. So you go buy some chicken, you take it out on the street, you dial up that e-collar, and then when your dog comes across that chicken that you put there, right when the dog gets it touching his mouth, you hit the continuous button. And they'll start spitting it out because it makes it taste terrible. They start associating that chicken and the chicken bones on the street with something negative. So that would be an example of how punishment would be used. But that's something that like you don't use in normal training. That's very specific. You would never dial up a collar if your dog was chasing a cat. With the UPS guy, we will not be using an e-collar to correct him. Did you see the way I backed up, giving him shit? Back the fuck up and giving him a collar correction. This, or an e-collar, would just make matters worse because it'll cause more excitement with the dog. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't use a Don't use an e-collar like that. I don't recommend anybody buy an e-collar. I think that you should look long and hard for somebody that knows how to use an e-collar, and that would be somebody with hunting dog experience. Don't get a dog whisperer, one of these douches like Jeff Gelman. Man, or sit means sit. Man, they're horrible. The reason why I know they're horrible is because they have dog trainers that work for them, and it's been leaked out what they do. So their whole method is it's all about getting it done real quick. It's a franchise. So it's about getting it done quick and then sort of dial up the dog on the e-collar. It's right before they're going to make a vocalization. And then so they turn it on and pull the dog into heel. I wouldn't do that. It's not, that's not what it's about. So if somebody's really, people that seem like everything's about money are sort of broken. So I wouldn't want to own a sit means sit franchise, I'll tell you that. You know, I don't want anybody working for me other than like Destiny, because she'll do it right. She gets it. She totally gets it. She's not working for me, she's working with me, you know. So it's different. If you have somebody working under you, that sucks. That sucks. My dog sometimes takes other dogs' toys and doesn't give them back. He runs. How's he getting? Why do you have toys on the floor for your dog? You're creating a problem. A toy for a dog would be like this. Hang on. This, and you interact with the dog with the toy. You send the dog to get the retrieve. No, you get plush toys from BarkBox or something, and they're cute, and you give it to the dog. That's pathetic. You're creating a dog with guarding issues, and you're creating a dog that's going to fight. Your dog's going to get in a fight. Let me tell you something about fighting dogs. He takes other dogs' toys where they're at the dog park. Why are you going to the dog park, dummy? Why aren't you training your dog? Why are you taking it to the dog park? Are you going to tell me you socialize your dog that way? You're going to turn it into a fighter, dummy. You're going to turn it into a fighter. Oh, I'm socializing my dog. All the social skills that your dog got were with its mother, okay? And the litter. After that, it's about obedience. And you're taking toys to the dog park, right? That's moronic. Yeah, going to the dog park is bad. Ask any dog trainer that has half a brain. I mean, seriously. Why would you do that? And if you were going to go and you knew that there were other dogs, why would you take toys? Why would anybody take toys? And why, even if you didn't take toys, would you put your dog into that situation where there are toys? Because you know it's going to happen. It's already happened. But you're like, what am I supposed to do? What's the matter with you, man? You got common sense? I mean, seriously. This isn't a jacket, it's it's overalls. I don't take toys, but other owners take toys. Yeah, but you're still going to the dog park, aren't you? And your dog's still trying to steal the toys. It's a problem, isn't it? Wouldn't common sense say, well, maybe I better just start walking my dog and stay away from that because it might be a problem. Yeah, the dog park is a terrible place to take your dog, okay? Does your dog mock fight? Jump up on the other dogs? You see that? That's not good, man. That's the same body language as an actual fight. Your dog's going to get in a fight. I see this a lot. They start taking their dog to the dog park when it's young, and by 8 or 9 months, it's fighting. It's a fucking mess, man. You don't go to dog parks. Why don't you spend time with your dog teaching it how to do hold and drop and retrieve? Get something positive with your dog. You're thinking this thing that's put out in society of like, oh, the dog has to socialize. You know what has to socialize with you? But you don't want to do that. You don't want to teach the dog to do this. You want it easy. You want to have a dog. You want to take it to the dog park. Think you're exercising it or whatever you think. It's nonsense. Utter nonsense, okay? It's just be my dog. Pay attention and, I don't know, and stop making excuses there. Oh, thank you. Oh, welcome to Baby Sasquatch, emerging leader. He ain't gonna be a leader here. Brokatana. He does know all the commands. I don't know. It was bad. No, no, no. He knows sit down, whoa, here, heel, kennel, and implied stays. You're a liar, okay? You're lying. You're lying. Your dog knows sit down, whoa, here, heel, kennel as implied stays. You're not telling the truth, because if your dog was that well trained, you would know this. You would know it about dog parks. You're not telling the truth. I'll say to people, hey, listen, I'll say to people, does your dog know how to do anything? Oh, yeah, it knows how to sit. And then I see it, and so they could say sit, and maybe the dog will sit its ass down, but then the dog just gets up and moves. That's not sit. Sit means you sit your ass down and you wait for another command. You're taking the dog to the dog park. I don't believe you, and either do most of the people that know what they're talking about in here. No one that has a dog, no, sit down, walk here, heel, kennel, taught us, and other stuff. Come on, man. You said he knows all the commands. Can he do scent work? I mean, really. Your dog isn't trained. Don't bullshit us. Did you train it? Because if you did, we know you didn't train it. Dog isn't trained, man. Knows all the commands. Did you food train it? Did you train it with food? Did you take it to a food trainer? Then your dog's a freaking mess. Of course they didn't tell you. If you went to a food trainer like Petco or something, of course they didn't tell you to not go to the dog park. Why are they going to tell you that? They want to tell you what you want to hear. That's what they do. They tell you what you want to hear. We got 4 to 6 million dogs being put down every year in shelters. That's not counting the ones that are put down in vets and in backyards. Can your dog do that? This is a dog that can actually do things, but he also was trained to do bad things. So we're evicting problems on him and going over some stuff. What's the truth, man? It's just bullshit. I don't want to hear your crap. It's nonsense. Oh, my dog knows all the commands, but you take the dog to the dog park? Who would spend all the time training their dog and then be taking them to the dog park? I don't believe you. Nobody believes you. My dog has no control. It wants me. What? Sam, you're going to get removed. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Sam Little. You're clearly... Okay, somebody got you. Thank you, Toxic. Look at that. It's like a little house coming down the street. Good job, Pillsby. Toxic, whoever. All right. That's Ike, my old dog, who's deceased now. What? Miss terribly. Doing Matthew McConaughey. All right. That's Ike. That's how he sounded. A lot like that. He'd hang out with Mango. Yeah, it was some kind of like prefab barn or something. Something like that. I want to work on this with Merlin, right? Ike was a good boy. I love the shit out of that dog. Yeah, like I said, like Merlin is picking up on this stuff real good. I really enjoyed this earlier because I was wondering what the owner was talking about, because he's just been around me and Destiny. Now, when I picked up the dog, if the dog didn't have the collar on real tight, he would have slipped out of it, because he was like, barking at me and shit. So I'd seen that, I just hadn't seen how he really, really is. So we're gonna work on all that shit. Speaking of shit, the 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 mom and dad, wow, they bought that kid a 9 millimeter. Why would you buy a kid a handgun? That's moronic. And a kid, it sounds like he was schizophrenic. I don't know. But that letter that he wrote, it sounded like he was hearing voices. How could they not know? How could they not know? If I would have done something like that, hypothetically, my dad would have been like, no way my dad was going to give me a handgun. I had long guns. But if I would have been writing something like that, you know, I think he drew some pictures too. That's right out of Dexter. That's Dexter's son. The parents went to swim to Canada before they got caught. What was they were hiding in a commercial building? How were they hiding in a commercial building? Whose building was it? What? I owned a 22. It was a rifle. I didn't own a handgun. At that age? Why would I? I don't know. My dad had handguns, would go out and shoot target practice, but they were his. The school called the parents for a meeting and told them to get the kid counseling, and they chose to leave him in school the same day. Yeah, I know that. News said it was a studio 1 mile from the... Oh, really? 1 mile from the Canadian border. Who owned it? Like, how'd they get in? Did they have to break in? So they went all the way up to the border, right? By Sault Ste. Marie or something. Is herding behavior trained or is it natural? Both. Both. Any of the all of the dogs can learn to do the same thing. Some dogs are gonna be easier to train to do it. All dogs can do scent work, so all dogs could essentially be trained to do field work. Yeah, but it's Detroit. You just cross a bridge and you're in... Oh, he was in Detroit. They were in Detroit. I see. I didn't know that they were in Detroit. Mango's cool. He's still kicking. I didn't know that they were in Detroit. I have a cattle dog. He was a herding dog name. Yeah, well, those dogs, they'll start, what they'll do, if you don't train them, right, they'll start nipping at people's heels and shit. They'll start bullying other dogs. So training is of the utmost importance. And if you're going to have a herding dog, they need to follow direction. So it doesn't matter what the dog's doing. It's going to have instincts that's going to do some stuff, but you have to give it direction. Does that make sense? So it's like a bird dog, like Tonka, a lot of these bird dogs, they'll start pointing as puppies. You just put it in front of the nose like a pheasant wing, they'll start pointing. But it's not, it's gonna, if you just are like, oh, the dog's doing it, the dog will be shit, okay? Same thing, you can't just take a herding dog and I'm gonna go work the herding dog. It doesn't work like that. So you need to have total control of the dog, right? Yet, you know, it's sort of nonsense. I was trying to round up each other's dog. Yeah, see, that's not a good thing. That'll get the dog in a fight. So the cattle dogs, I've trained so many of them, they're great. But if they're not trained, they'll do shit like that. They start herding dogs and biting people's ankles and shit. It's not good. So it's like yes and no. Do you know what I'm saying? The young GSP will point, maybe. Most of them do. Put a wing in front of them, they'll just go into it. But that doesn't mean you could just take it out to the field and it's gonna hunt. Do you know what I'm saying? There has to be training involved. So, you know, you could probably train a Malinois to do herding. Oh, of course, yeah, it was a herding animal to begin with. a lot of these animals that are used for other things, like a Malinois is like a preferred protection dog, but Malinois was originally a herding dog. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like yes and no. There's all sort of interchangeable. Like, you know, some dogs are gonna have aptitude for it. Some dogs, like a Labrador, like if you want a duck dog, you know, you want to go duck hunting, you want a water dog. If you want to take a GSP, it's not going to handle the cold. You can train the GSP to do retrieves, but it's not really appropriate. So it's about appropriateness too. But I do like the cattle dogs. They're awesome, but they can be assholes if you don't deal with them. They can. They'll start biting your friend's ankles and shit, and it's not cute. It's not cute. So all this stuff that people think is cute isn't necessarily cute. So let's go back to where we were last night. I had him to the point where what we had done is we had him doing retrieves. This is the deal. If you haven't heard me talk about this dog. This dog, like if I put this on the ground, he'd pounce on it. I don't want him to do that. He's screwing up. I need him to get it calmly. So we started having him do the retrieve in the chair. That way he's not pouncing on it. And then we went to a milk crate. And now, last night, he didn't want to do it at first. I made him do it. I have him picking it up off this. So it's real close to the ground. And he wasn't pouncing on it last night. So let's see how he's doing here. Look at his fur back there. You're a good boy, dude. No more barking at people. He can't do that. We got a Home Depot and you pull some shit like that, I'd be mortified. You know, so needless to say, we're not going to Home Depot yet. That's how it works. I never start taking a dog to Home Depot or anything until I really know I got him right where I want him. That guy does that shit? He needs work. He needs to be totally compliant with me. And no, I am not fucking around. Okay? So, big boy, come here. Here. Good boy. That's good. So, one thing, sit. No. Hey. I gotta get him a new. No, sit. Good boy. Hold. Going over the ear pressure and hold with him. Drop. Good boy. Hold. Good boy. That's a good boy. Yes. Okay, drop. Drop. That's good, Merlin. Merlin, hold. Good. Drop. No, drop. You gotta teach them the air pressure thing, because if you get a refusal, they need to know that, you know, you're gonna respond and make them pick it up. So I'll put this on this thing. Merlin here. Merlin, hold. No, hold. No, hold. Good. Heel. Hold. No, hold. Hold. Sit. Drop. That's good. Now, you saw a little bit like he was going to take his paw and hit it. Absolutely not, Merlin. We're not going to that. Because that's what he was doing, like this real exaggerated thing. Trying, like, get it to move and... No good. We need a real controlled retrieve from him. We need him to be real consistent. Merlin here. Merlin, hold. Good. Here, heel. Good boy. No, heel. Sit. Good boy. Drop. That's real good. Now, I've said this so many times, I'm going to repeat it because maybe somebody hasn't heard it, but work on getting your dog to do a good retrieve. It's not about the distance. It could be 3 feet. But make sure they're doing it right. They'll speed up doing it later, but if they're doing it wrong, they just keep training. You're training the dog to do it wrong. So, hey, sit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, down. Like, the big problem with him is, here's an example. You could throw a Frisbee and supposedly I'll catch it. I don't need to test this out because the owners start telling me, I'm like, let me guess. He catches it, but then he drops it 10 or 15 feet from you. It's like, exactly. So each time you're doing that with the dog and the dog's dropping it and you're going and picking it up, you're conditioning the dog. It doesn't have to do a proper retrieve. So right now what we're doing is we're taking our time, making sure that he can do a proper retrieve, and then we start speeding everything up. He has to do it right. He has to know that I'm never going to pick up the object. I will never do it. So if he wants to play frisbee with me, he better bring it to my hand and spin into heel. And that's another thing that we're doing, is we're using muscle memory. So when he gets it and it's real controlled and slow like this, he's not doing that and, lunging at it. He's bringing it to me, he's doing muscle memory, spinning into heel. That's exactly what I want. And you might say, well, the dog doesn't look like he likes it, right? That's a foolish approach to take. And many dogs that come here, all of them, when I start teaching them hold and drop, I'll do videos and they don't look like that. They don't know what's going on. And they're not excited. And that's good. We're just trying to get them to do it. And the point that I'm trying to make is, you know what's best for the dog. And excitement is the point where all dogs make a mistake. They bark, plunge, bite, or just don't listen. So if you're training your dog to do hold, you're working with a hunting dog or a house dog, whatever, don't worry about your dog's body language at that point. Just keep doing it, because you know the ultimate goal is once they start picking the object up off the ground, which is when you have it on the ground, that's where it gets tough. They don't want to do it. But once you get them to do that and start having them do a retrieve, which could be 1 foot away, and then it's 2 feet away, and then 5 feet away, and then 8 feet away, you keep adding on. As they get the distance, they start moving quicker, and you start seeing a different dog. Does that make sense? You start seeing a different body language, and every dog that leaves here is into this. Every dog. And every dog, when you start doing it, he already sort of knew hold a little bit, but they're just not into it. Sit. Good boy. Here. Hold. No, hold. Good, heel. No, here, heel. Sit. Good boy, drop. Now, also, I'm not taking him off the leash. There's no way, because he might screw up. He's going to be on a leash for a long time. A lot of people, like, the dog starts doing it, and the dog's off of a leash, the dog starts screwing up, like the frisbee. So he's not doing retrieves proper. He will when we're done. Here, heel. Merlin, hold. Good, heel. Here, heel. Sit. Drop. That's good, Merlin. I wish I had something just a little bit lower than this. I mean, because I'm afraid, like, if we do this, like, he might just jump on it. I'll show you. It's not going to matter. We have plenty of time for demonstration purposes. But I don't want him to do it. If he does this proper, it's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk him up there real calm. I'm going to ask him to hold it. I do not want him to lunge at it and do it with his paws. If he does it with his paws, we'll go back to this or something lower. Here, heel. Hold. No. Merlin, hold. Heel. No. Hold. Heel. No. Sit. Hold. Put that in your mouth. Hold. 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 Drop. No, drop. Now, you saw he hesitated. He gave me sort of a refusal when I said no hold. And then when he did no hold, he did do it a little with his paw, but he might be giving up on this. Let's try it one more time. Do it right, okay? You're a good boy, right? Be a good boy. Don't be a bad boy, Merlin. Okay, Merlin, hang on. Get my leash right. How you hold the leash is real important. Merlin, hold. Drop. See, I don't like that. You see what he's doing? Where he wasn't doing that before. So, let me see if I can find something around here. Sit. No, sit. That's what we're trying to avoid. Hang on. Okay. This is lower. This is lower. It's lower, but it's a new object. So he might give me a refusal. But he has to pick it up. If I have to go back to ear pressure, I will. Merlin here. No. No. Hold. No. Merlin. No. Man. Don't do this bullshit, dude. Merlin. Hold. Hold. Pick that up. Hold. You got it? Okay, here. No, here. Yeah, we're not using that right now. Here, heel. Sit. No, sit. Drop. Let's try it again. Thing, it's old wood. It's probably smells of mold and shit. Might have something in the car we could use. It doesn't matter. We'll use something that, else too. So the more times we work him through this, the better. So he gave me a refusal. I went back to the ear pressure. He picked it up. Merlin here. Merlin, hold. No, hold. Beautiful. Here. You got this, dude. Come here, buddy. You got it, man. Good job. Sit. You're a good dog, dude. Good job. Drop. That's good, dude. Will you do it again? Hang on. Merlin here. Merlin, hold. Good, heel. Good boy, heel. Sit. No, sit. That's good. Good boy. Let's see if I got anything even thinner. Let's check the car out. This is good. This is a good sign, man. We want him to do this. He can do it. He will do it. Wow, I wonder if it'd do that. Want to try something, Merlin? Want to try something? You got a big back. Here, come here. Merlin, hold. Good. Drop. Merlin, hold. Fucking awesome, dude. Merlin, drop. Fuck yes! Hold. Drop. No, drop. Good boy. Here, let's do a reverse retrieve. Yeah, come here, genius. Come here. Hold. Drop. No, drop. That's fucking awesome, man. Here. Can you get that? Merlin, hold. Merlin, here. Heel. Come on, buddy. Drop it in there, dude. No, drop. No, drop. It's a good job, dude. Merlin, hold. Can you get that, dude? You got it, dude. Come on. Hold. Don't drop it. Here. Here. Put it in there. Drop. All right, genius. Come here. Look at Merlin. Get your ass over here, freak. Come here. Sit. Yeah, that's pretty good, dude. Come here, genius. Come here. Hold. Go get that. No, hold. Come over here, heel. Hold. Hold it right. Hold. Come here. Drop. No, drop. You're fucking alright, dude. You gotta leave everybody alone. No more barking at strangers, okay? Come here. We can't pounce on it in the crate. And he's doing a reverse retreat. Get the fuck over here, brother. Hey, get over here, heel. Here, sit. No, sit. Hold. Go put it in there. Go put it in there, drop. No, drop it in there. It's pretty good, dude. Who's a genius? A poodle? Come here. Hold. Good boy. Here, come here. Here. Sit. Hold. Down. No, down. Whoa. Go put it. No, whoa. Put it in there. No. Drop it. Good. Here. Come here. Heel. See how he's real methodically slow? We want that. Merlin. Hold. Merlin, heel. Hold. Heel. Come on, man. Heel. Sit. No, sit. Pay attention. Merlin. Merlin, no. Merlin. Down. Get the fucking heel, dude. Come here. Heel. Here, come here. Heel. No, dude. Heel. Sit. Down. Merlin, whoa. No, whoa. Go put it. No, go put it in there. Put it in there. What the fuck are you doing, brother? Come here. Come here, I'll help you. Come here. Go put it in there. It's pretty fucking good, man. You're a pretty good dog, aren't you? Come here. Come here, Fuzzy. Come over here. Sit. Good boy. Very good. That was pretty fucking good, dude. Nice job. Nice job, buddy. Down. Well, what do you know? How's that for a dog? I don't know. He's been here since. He's been here since Thanksgiving. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with him. You know. Like last night and this morning, that was trainer error. I didn't put the collar on him. You know, I didn't put the bark collar on him. So that's better. That's better. That's getting better. That makes me happy. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Poodle. Fuck. I wanted to get a poodle. I've said this many times. I was gonna duck hunt with it. As a kid, I saw a poodle doing field trials. It was fucking badass. That's a non-sporting breed. You know, non-sporting breed, but that's originally what people were using them for, hunting. Poodles are sporty dogs. I've never understood why they're non-sporting. What are behavioral differences between male and female pigeons? Behavioral differences? What do you mean? I don't know. They all drag their tails. What are you trying to figure out if you got a male or a female? Males are a little bit more aggressive. They like to fight a little bit more. Hand fight, hand wrestle with a human. Females will do it too. You know, it's a male, you know, males tend to be more aggressive. If I ever get another dog, it will be a curly, yeah, they love water, I'll tell you that. I've never met a curly dog that didn't end up loving water. They love it. Love it. Speaking of awesome dogs, I should go get Baby. I wish I had some coffee made. I drank. Destiny made coffee this morning. I ended up drinking it all. I don't know if we got any coffee in there. Okay, I picked up my pigeon for the first time, and she did bite wing slap, which I thought was more of a male behavior. Oh, that wing slap? Yeah, that biting, you know. If you could get the pigeon to like hand wrestle with you like this, and even do that, slap you, that means it's not afraid of you. It's not afraid of you, and that's what you want. And you don't correct the bird, so you can wrestle around with a pigeon. You know, they're not gonna, you know, make it bleed. But yeah, like my son Solar, you know, I have that, my son. He is my son. I held the egg. He loves to wing slap. He loves to wrestle. He loves that. Like, I'll be like this, and he's like, he loves it. So you might have a male, yeah. They're all sort of like tail drag too, so it's sort of hard. I don't know. If I could see your bird, I'd probably be able to say it's a male or a female. I'm on cup 4 since 7 a.m. I've had 2. I could use another one. It's getting a little nippy out here. I guess I'll go get Baby. This dog's charging right ahead. We just had to work on shit with him. Being more compliant. More compliant. No more bullshit around strangers. Would you get a large raptor? No. Or Rhea and... Oh, you're talking to Rhea. Is Rhea gonna get an emu? Really? She's thinking about getting a raptor? What? I'm going to go put this guy back. He did real good. Hey, Merlin. Here, heel. No, here, heel. Sit. No, sit. Down. I don't really hate any animals except bats. I was involved in reptile rescue because I feel sorry for them. I don't think that they make good pets. I'd love to have a horse, but I don't have the money to have a horse. We don't have it. You know, we'd figure out a way. Both of us would spend the time with the horse daily, because you have to. You know. Toxic, you are a rabbit. Our guard dog's really hard to train as professionals at what? Oh, welcome, Richie. Our guard dog's really hard to train. Your professionals at PetSmart couldn't train anything. So if you're going there and trying to get advice, it's nonsense. But a dog that does protection, right? You're talking about a guard dog. You mean a dog that does protection work is a highly trained dog, and somebody from PetSmart can't train a dog to do anything. Okay? So they're not qualified to make. You shouldn't even be asking them anything. You shouldn't be going there. And you shouldn't even consider. They're professionals. I guess they're paid. They're paid to screw up dogs. You know, they're not qualified to be. They're food trainers. It's all positive bullshit, man. You wanna do protection work with your dog? It's got to know the basics first. You don't do that with a fanny pack and treats, okay? This dog here was not trained with treats. That's why it's cool. Well, paying a huge amount for the dog to do protection work, it's all relative. Like, if somebody wants to have a hunting dog and they send it to me, it's going to do a board and train, and then it's probably going to do another board and train, and then maybe the owner can step in. But if you're doing protection work with your dog, same thing. Probably going to get a board and train done. Probably going to be working with a trainer. They're going to probably want, you're going to want to pay somebody to put a sleeve on. You want guidance. You can't learn to train a dog to do that by reading a book like Man Stopper or something like that. Or you can't, these people that say that they train their own service dogs, those aren't service dogs. Okay. And where's the dog? Is right here. One of my chickens got out of the coop and my American Bully ate him. There were, yeah, don't brag about you being a bad owner of chickens and the dog. Don't brag about that, dude. Try and do better, Well, one, if you were a kid, you had difficulties. You were a kid. Why didn't your parents? It was your parents' dog. You know. I can't tell you what to do. We have 6 million dogs dying every year, people. You'll get that Labradoodle and you'll think that you can train that one too. And it didn't go well for the Shiba. I don't know why you think it's going to go, better now. Clearly your parents don't have very good judgment. Maybe that's a trait in your family. I don't know. But no child should be training a dog. I'd be with my dad and help my dad. But I don't know. Kids don't have it. They don't. They do not have it. I should go get Baby. Let me go get Baby. Hey, Merlin. Wow, Merlin did good. You did good, dude. And we got to see you freak out on the UPS guy, which I've been waiting for. I have to order stuff from Amazon just to get the UPS guy coming so I can get Merlin to quit doing this. Right, totally. But my parents worked, and I really wanted to make my dog happy. I've done a lot of research. All parents work, don't they? I don't know. Merlin is a champ. Just got to get him to quit doing some shit and do some more shit. That's great, Merlin. Come on, reverse retrieve, boy. Let me go get Baby. Now, Baby's an excitable pit. We're training her to do place between the legs. You did good. You know that? You did real good. Got his face all shaved up. He was great with the trimmers. He wasn't no problem. I don't really know what his parents were doing that they had a problem with that. He was good with me. All right, Merlin. So we have to cut we got to cut his hair in his ears. It's getting out of control. Right, Merlin? We'll get that later. Good. Good, Merlin. You did good, dude. Come on, Fuzzy. Let's go get the... No! No napkin. Some milk roads. I think people are idiotic. I don't care what they spend on the bulldog, as long as they train it, but I will say this. It's been my history that people with purebreds that buy them pay for training. Not everybody that gets a mutt will spend money on training. It's true. So, whatever that's worth, but I'm not saying that people that don't get turkey soup I made has morels in it. I've trained plenty of mutts too.
It's leaking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Where's that coming? Just put it there. I'll take it the rest of the way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's yeah. There you go. I gotta get a bag out of here. Sweet baby Angel was trying to move a really heavy bag. It always amazes me when Destiny shows me her like superhuman strength. It's all right. I probably spent 2 days making the stock. ASMR. I'll go get baby in a sec, hang on. Oh. Thanks, Delusa. I like the morels in here. I'll go get baby. I'm not talking about Destiny. Let me get this garbage out of here, too. I wish I could eat mushrooms. Really? You're allergic? To all of them? Even the domestic ones? They make my face swell when I eat them. Oh, that's not good. All right, let me get this leaking garbage out of here. All right? I'm gonna go get baby. Not Destiny, baby the dog. Not baby. She's looking adorable again today. Not baby, Destiny. She's wearing like a t-shirt. She's wearing one of my t-shirts, actually. All right. That's heavy. Coming through. All right. Let me go get baby the dog. I shall return. Don't do that. That's just fucking garbage from that fucking bag, man. Pit bull. Come here, heel. Get over here, dude. No. Get over here. Here. Sit. Down. Now, you want the dog to think that you have eyes in the back of your head, right? No, down. You can use your phone to do this. I was doing this with the poodle. It was insane what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. No, down. She looks like she wants to get out of the house. Approximately where she is. So she does float. I'm going to put her back where she was. I'm going to try and catch her screwing up. She's a more excitable dog than the poodle, right? So the chances are it'd be easier to screw up on that. But we'll see how she does. We'll see how long it takes for her to fuck up. But working on that, but we're gonna work on place between legs in a little bit. So I just ate some turkey soup. Had a small amount of caffeine, and I want to let the caffeine kick in, and then I'll start doing place between legs. I do recommend caffeine. If you're dog training, don't fall asleep. You gotta be up. All right, you gotta be on your toes. You gotta remember, all your positive and negative reinforcement happens in 1.3 seconds. The one here in Dallas, what's open 9 months out of the year? Baby is cute. Oh, farmer's market. I still got Kale out there, man. Kale takes some punishment. Seriously. I'm getting sun on my face, which I like. Vitamin D. So that's what we're doing. I'm just seeing if I can catch baby moving. Boy, he did pretty good with a reverse retrieve. Baby doesn't know how to do it. We can get baby to do that too. Once I start doing something, I'm gonna follow through. And so if I start baby today doing a reverse retrieve, she has to do it. So I guess she's gonna do it, huh? Yep. I just decided. Baby, I'll do a reverse retrieve. No, down, down, no, down. She moved a little bit, but I was correcting her, and she didn't move too far. If she would have gotten up any further, I'd be moving her back. So I used the e-collar with that. I did a Nick continuous vibration real quick. Boom, 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 like that. It's on 8. It's a it's a micro educator. You can't even feel it. Dogs can feel it, they can sense it. I'm trying to create a negativity along with my voice. I just want to annoy the dog until the dog's compliant. No down. When I'm saying no down, I'm going boom, boom, boom. Or boom, 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 like that. It's nice out today. I got the propane heater going right by me too. It sort of takes the chill out of there because it warms this up. Isn't that fascinating? Anybody have any? Is there anybody with any inane dog questions? There's not. I'll give this another minute or two. She's doing good. Good girl. Down. Down. Good girl. Texan. She's a Texan. She was East Coast, now she's Texas. Texas coast. Well, it's not really a coast. Baby. South coast, there you go. The desert coast. Fucking baby, man. No one's here. No one's saying any stupid shit. Where is everybody? I live in Texas now. Yeehaw. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think that those people that gave their kids, I think they're going to get convicted. I think they are. I did notice that they had lawyers that looked very expensive. So I bet somebody's paying their legal fees. Don't you think? Somebody like because they don't want that any laws to be passed where, the parents are liable. I thought NRA too, or just could be anything like that. Maybe it's Donald. Maybe Donald's paying them. She did say, she tweeted to him, I'd rather, what did she say? I'd rather have my blank grabbed than being blanked in the ass. Charming lady. She's charming. Seriously, very charming. Well, they could be friends. That's his kind of people. I doubt it. I just seem so foolish. People like that make all gun owners look bad. It's going to cause a problem for law-abiding citizens. Oh, I agree. He's not doing that. He would say he would, but he wouldn't. That's the truth. He will lie about anything. It's real weird. It's like it's part of his illness. She's doing pretty good. You can use mirrors too. I'll use mirrors. But you want the dog to know that you have eyes in the back of your head. So if she moves, if she tries to get up at any point, I'll be down, and I'll be using the e-collar, right? So use mirrors. You can use your phone. This is really important, but most of all, train your commands as implied stays. Don't say the word stay. I didn't say down, stay, did I? No, I said down. That's it. So she's supposed to stay there until I give her another command. So all the commands are taught. It's built into the command. Don't say stay. That was given up in the 70s. My dad used stay in like the 60s and 70s. I remember when I told him, like, Dad, nobody's using stay anymore. He's like, what? Well, why is that? And I said, well, because it's sort of built into the command, and I explained it. Like, it's just sit, right? Then why are we putting stay in? Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. Just sit. Stay is also ridiculous because it's implying that the dog has the gray matter to be able to figure out two commands at once, and it just doesn't compute with the dog. It's just sit, or just down, and just whoa. That's all it is. They don't have language, so if you're saying sit, stay, you're sort of like implying that the dog has language, but I think more than likely it just makes the command word longer or something. It just doesn't make sense. That I don't know. Because I was an adult, and I would call him for advice. So I don't know. I mean, I think he dropped it, but he also, when he got real old, he was just like, and he's in his 80s, he was just like, he had bulldogs, and he didn't treat them like he treated the labs, I'll tell you that. He was in the meat packing industry. He had a packing plant, so a lot of people, and he'd go up to this one like big grocery store chain with Ollie and go, I don't know, the meat department, and they'd give Ollie meat, like steak and shit. No, man, there's no easy dog to train. They're all easy for me to train. It doesn't matter. Um, do you understand? Like it's not. You're not gonna find a you're not gonna find like a easy you know breed of dog to train. Give it up. It doesn't exist. Why is it pointless to train your dog if it sleeps in the bed? You're pointless. You're pointless. You know? There's a lot of kids on this channel. Don't waste space here, kid. I mean, seriously, like, what are you talking? You have to have your dog sleeping in the bed. You're just gonna have problems. Can't you have the dog sleeping beside the bed? You don't use a crate, I can tell. You don't use a crate, right? You're against crating a dog? Separation anxiety encompasses so many dogs, and one of the main causes is not using a crate. Territorial issues, all this shit is caused by not using a crate. Also, if you don't want your dog to get separation anxiety, don't say goodbye to it. Hello and goodbye. They don't do salutations. You're gonna flip the dog out. Mommy will be right back. Don't worry. Shut up. Just be quiet. Put the dog in the crate and leave, okay? Don't fuck up your dog. You love your dog? Don't have it in the bed, man. And see, there's lots of kids. I just remove their comments. The moderators will too. We don't really want to hear it. We're not really into your nonsense, you know. It's I'm gonna work baby here in a minute. She's doing good. Training her down position. Once again, it is an implied stay. I didn't say down stay. I just said down. So it's implied she stays there until I give her another command. So that's pretty good. I feed my dogs a raw diet consisting mostly of bone-in leg quarters. It's a chicken-based diet. Pretty good. Now, one thing I'll say is watch out if the dog falls asleep and then wakes up. So you want to watch the dog if they fall asleep. You want to go over there and get them out of the command. Because if they wake up, it's like, where am I? They'll just move and fuck up. Baby's doing great. She's doing pretty good down position. I don't know how long has she been there, do you think? 5 minutes or something? She moved that once. I corrected her before she got all the way up. She went back down. Happy with that. That looks pretty good. There's a lot of visual stuff out here. No, down. She was looking, so I corrected her. Because dogs go in the direction of their head. I don't need her looking over there. I don't want her to screw up. Like 5 minutes, yeah. It's pretty good. What are me and Destiny gonna make for dinner? I actually saw a video on being used around the waist to teach well. I think it's ridiculous. I've never had to do that to any dog. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's just ridiculous, man. There's a lot of trainers that won't spend the proper amount of time. They try and rush it and shit. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Spend more time training the dog. That's what they should do. This is stupid, man. People are assholes. They are. So many dog trainers are assholes. There's so many people that shouldn't be training dogs, but do. That goes across the board. There's hunting dog people that are sort of qualified, but are just cruel to birds. I can't stand that. I'm a bird owner, man. I need somebody fucking throwing a fucking pigeon and shit that's alive. Kill the damn bird before you do that. You know? What the fuck are you doing that for? I wouldn't even let a dog work with a live bird until I know that it wouldn't munch it. That's not how a lot of bird dog trainers are. They just want to get it done. They have some dogs and then they sell started dogs. You know, they'll sell puppies. And then the puppies they don't sell, they'll work with, and they can do military field work. Never, ever buy one of these started dogs. I do not recommend it. It's not good. There was somebody that does that was in the chat the other day. I know their kennel. I didn't respond to them. I've even done a video about them doing that. And they were like saying something like, we need more people like you. Do you know that I did a video about your fucking kennel because you all treat birds like shit? Don't pat me on the back. I didn't say a fucking word to them. You don't need to do that. You know, the birds do not need that. If they wanted to kill the bird and use cold game, that's fine. I got no problem with it. But he's pulling out primary, like it's feathers and shit, while the bird's alive and crap, so the bird, you know, can't fly and shit. You could have cut them with a fucking scissors. You didn't have to pull them out like that. Fuck you, man. He didn't need to do that. He could have used scissors and wouldn't have hurt the bird at all. No. Shows a disrespect. Willow Creek Kennel. Shows a total disrespect for fucking any living creature. Don't tell me about how you train dogs humanely because you're fucking mean as shit to fucking pigeons. And yes, it does matter. You don't need to torture birds to train a bird dog. I know. I can train a bird dog. Willow Creek Kennel. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible video. I did 2 videos on it, I think. I think they're horrible. They were in this live stream, dog training live stream, saying like, we need more people like you. Well, we don't need more people like you. There's a lot of people that train hunting dogs that are shit, right? They're shit. They're just terrible. It's all about a product, getting the product out and selling it to someone. It's not really about like, oh, you know, maybe that's not a good idea. We could probably do that different with a bird. I'd just take some scissors in my pocket and clip the wings. He was throwing this one bird, man. And then it's a dog that isn't ready to do this kind of work, and it was clear. I could see the dog is just munching the live bird. I have videos of Ike holding a live pigeon in his mouth. Tonka, dogs don't need to do that, okay? You're increasing drive. The whole thing about bird dog trainers is we're manipulating the drive. It stops at the bite. It stops at the chase, and it stops at the bite. Not with some of these dicks. And then they sell it as like they're humanely doing positive training with dogs. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. You're selling garbage, and you're being mean to animals. You're being mean to birds. You don't care. I do. So that's my opinion of them. I would never, if I knew somebody in that state, I would never say, yeah, go up there and get a bird dog from them. No way would I ever get a bird dog from that place or recommend that place. But there's people that are saying, yeah, Kane, he's a Karen. Listen to him. He's worrying about the poor little bird. We shoot him. Yeah, you shoot them, right? You're supposed to take the shot so that they drop. And if they don't, you better get them on their way real quick. You don't train a dog doing that. I'm sorry. I think that training a dog with a live raccoon or bear baiting, screw that. It doesn't need to be done. They're short-sighted. They want to get it done the easiest way that they can. They don't want to take the time. There's bird dog trainers, this is real common, that'll say like, well, I don't train the dog to do sit because when it's doing whoa, it might sit. Yeah, and then you correct it and tell it no, whoa. What? Does that make sense? They're doing this because it makes it easier for them not to train in a sit command. That's a started dog. Just can do rudimentary field work. It can't even sit. Can't even sit. We don't train our dogs to sit because it might sit when we tell it, when we correct it, when it's doing whoa. You're idiotic. That's your opportunity as a trainer to tell the, no, down, to tell the dog that it's screwing up, right? That's how we train the dog. No, not these bird dog trainers. They don't give a shit. I'm not talking all of them. There's some people are very, treat the birds humanely. I do. I would never do. I'm a bird owner, man. I love birds. They're fucking intelligent creatures. It's bullshit. You know? Pulling feathers out and shit. Like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does matter, dick. God damn. Say what? Yeah, but she stayed in the down position. And the reason why I corrected, her head was all the way turned around. Remember, your dog goes in the direction of its head. So I'll preemptively say no and repeat the command. You can do that. Just don't repeat the command back to back. It wouldn't be down, down, down. It wouldn't be sit, 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 no, sit. You might repeat the command when you're training a dog, right? They have a little bit of training to habituate them to the command word. Or it's a puppy. Puppies, I repeat the word. Sit, sit, right? But then once they do it, I stop doing it and sit, no, sit. Down, no, down. Does that make sense? So after a certain amount of time, you are not repeating the commands, and you shouldn't repeat the commands. And if you find yourself repeating command, you're just screwing up your dog. It's about you. It's like the example is of me, I had to learn not to say stay. It took years. It took years. I was taught to say stay. And then when I learned, you know, that was dropped and dropped for a good reason, when I was told about it, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Why am I saying stay? So for years, I'd be working with a dog and I'd be like, fuck, I just said stay again. You register it in your mind. How is that even legal? I don't know. I don't know. It's on the internet. It's a bird. It doesn't matter. I don't know. it's some things are done to train dogs that just seem unnecessary and cruel. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. You don't need to train a fucking dog by letting it rip up a raccoon. That's nonsense. You're training the dog to track. All you need is the scent. You can buy commercial scent and train your dog to track. This is all bullshit, man. Oh, well, my grandfather did it that way. We get a raccoon and, you know, put it in a cage and let the dogs, you know, sniff around, fucking with it. I know somebody here that, you know, got a raccoon and to train his dogs. You know, this is like a friend of a friend. So yeah, he came over, got the raccoon because he wants to train his dogs. Give the raccoon to the dogs, and the hound dogs get to rip it up. Why? It's not necessary. It isn't. It is not necessary. People are fucking jerks, man. They're jerks to other animals. It just bums me out, man. People are jerks to dogs. We got 6 million dying every year because there's nonsense out there. You know, people write nonsense in this thing. People have their dogs in the bed and they think, oh, it doesn't matter. I love my dog. Well, love is not enough for your fucking dog, dude. It's not. It's not enough for your dog. Your dog needs training and discipline. And discipline isn't about being mean to the dog, okay? The guy with the kid, he said the kid's being mean to the dog. The mother's doesn't give a shit. You know, he's like, I come home and he shouldn't be holding the dog. That's not helping the situation. It's making it worse. But no, down. But there's all this nonsense, man. We got. Who do people learn from about dogs on TV? Cesar Millan, a guy that was a groomer. That's management, man. He doesn't do any training. It's management. All balanced trainers, we do that. We can calm down a dog real quick. But he doesn't condition in commands. You ever heard him say, sit down while here you or kennel? Teach a dog to open up a refrigerator? No, because he can't. No. Down. Or Victoria Stilwell. Or some facsimile of both. It's ridiculous. People watch that Cesar Millan show because it's entertaining, because he's probably going to get bit. Do you know when the last time I was bit? God damn, 20 years ago, breaking up a dog fight, too. A trainer doesn't get bit. We don't get bit. Why? Because if the dog bites, you're screwing the dog around. Every time the dog bites, do you understand? It's learning, you're teaching it to bite. And usually when a dog bites, if a dog is bit and it comes here, it's had this, a human, and then it bites the human and the human backs up. So it gets positive reinforcement. Look, that's effective. I don't need that human around me. I'm just going to bite them. So as dog trainers, it's our job not to get bit. But no, not on that show. That's all about like people watching. Yeah, Caesar might get bit. Maybe that lab will bite him real good again. That. Clearly, the guy is just not competent, and he knows he wants to make money, so he's putting his hand in harm's way, and he's getting bit all the time. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Victoria Stilwell, don't get me started on that. That's really horrible. That woman, my girlfriend would watch that show. I'd be like, years ago, I'd be like, I wouldn't watch it. I'd be like, this is ridiculous. One time I saw it, she had it on. There was a Labrador walking down the boardwalk. Not her. This is years ago. She's not a dummy, right? Mango's old owner. Mango, that I got stuck with. Who I didn't get stuck with, I love him. They're walking a dog down the boardwalk. This is no shit. You might be able to find this one. They had the Labrador on a harness and a flexi lead. And the lab's all over. There's people walking around and the lab's going up to people and running over here and running over there. Victoria Stilwell's at the side doing this. Okay, I've seen enough. And then she says, your dog has hyperactive disorder. Something she made up. No, it's a lab, idiot. It's a lab. You got to You got to train them. It should be at heel, and you never use a harness or flexi lead on your dog, okay? Harnesses are for highly trained guide dogs or dogs that you're increasing drive with, like a mushing dog, okay? You want your dog to behave? You have it on a collar. And those head collars that you see some of these dog whisperers use, that's pathetic. They're not telling the dog no, they're not telling the dog anything good, okay? They're controlling. It's about management. That is what Caesar does, and the dog whisper people that sort of learned like that, but so they put the head collars on it, so when the dog goes forward, it turns its head. The dog really never learns anything. It's a joke. You're working with somebody that's using head collars? That is a trained dog. The poodle is a trained dog. They have fun. They have fun. But they can also be compliant, right, baby? You're a good dog. Let's see if we can get her to start doing a reverse retrieve. And then I'll work her doing, maybe, I'll tell you what. Let's get some success here. Let's do what we were working on last night, which is place between the legs. Because she is a dog that lives in the city, and this will be very beneficial to her. It's beneficial for any dog to learn this place between the legs. So instead of having your dog at heel, if you really want to get it out of the way, teach it place between the legs. People that do protection, or, you know, they use place between the legs. People that do competition, place between the legs. It's another position that you can train your dog to do other than heel. Heel's on your left-hand side, place between the legs. It's between your legs. So you can train the dog to go from place between the legs, heel, heel, place, place, heel, place. You can drill the dog, and they can get real good at it. She'll get real good at it. We got more time with baby. Everything's going great with this. She did pretty good, man. That's about 10 minutes or something. Sit. Good girl. No, sit. Good girl. That was pretty good, dude. You're a little pit bull. Sit. No, sit. You're a tiny little pit bull. You're cute. No, sit. She's getting up off her butt. I didn't say, no, I didn't say to do that. Sit. Let's do this again. Here, heel. I don't want her getting up. No, here, heel. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. No, sit. Sit. No. Sit. No. Start. Got shrug. Sit. Too much excitement. No, sit. What I'm doing is I'm saying, I call it conflicting pressure. I'm pulling the dog towards me. I'm also telling it to sit. It'll make the dog more stable at sit. And this dog is obviously getting up sometimes. When I'll go for the leash, she'll get up. It's excitement. So you should always do this with your dog. Make sure that your dog knows picking up the leash doesn't mean that she's supposed to move. So I'll go over here, sit. I'll pick up the leash. No, sit. See, she moved. I want her back right where she was. Sit. So she has to learn that that's unacceptable. No. I pick it up and I drop it. No. I have it. That doesn't mean we're moving. Pick it up and drop it. Sit. Good girl. Sit. No. Sit. Try the conflicting pressure again. No. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. 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 I'm pulling her. She's staying and sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. No. Sit. Pick it up again. No. Sit. Baby, place. No. Place. That's good. That's good. Heel. Yeah, there you go. Sit. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pit bull. Here, come here. Heel. Over here. I like that. No, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Come here. Sit. Place. No, place. Sit. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Let's try it from heel to place, okay? Baby, place. No, place. Back here. Sit. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Now, when I get the dog, I'm total control of the leash. When she's back coming between my legs, I'm not giving her a lot of leash. You don't want the dog to go real far forward. When the dog goes between your legs, say sit. We'll eventually make it so it's just down. But have total control of the leash. Don't let her go too far forward, right? Also, when I'm saying heel, I'm pressing my knees together right here, just giving her a little bit of pressure. I'm also giving a little backwards pressure with the leash. Everything's muscle memory. Don't listen to that goddamn food trainer that's telling you you can't put the dog in the position. Bullshit, you can't. Don't listen to these people. They're selling you garbage. They're selling you garbage, and that's a fact. You can put the dog in the position. It's so much about muscle memory. Don't use food. You tell the dog it's doing a good job. That's it. That's all you have to do. See if she'll do it again. Baby, place. No, place. Sit. Good girl. Heel. No, heel. No, sit. Pretty good. Here, come here. Baby, come here, little pit bull. Little pit bull, come here. No, we're gonna try that. Sit. Place. No, place. Heel. Beautiful. Sit. That was from 6 feet away. You notice how she got more speed? Remember that when you're working with your dog, if you're doing retrieves or something, you know how we're doing them real short distances with Merlin? Same thing, because the longer that the dog is doing something, the distance, the more momentum that they're going to gain, the more chance of the dog screwing up, because they're running, they're going to get excited. So you just build the dog up. So let's do another one real far away. She's awesome. Here, heel. Come here, baby face. Hey! No, we're going to do that in a minute. Sit. Place. No, place. Beautiful. Beautiful job. Heel. Beautiful. Oh, she's got this. I told you, I was like, tomorrow she'll be doing it a lot better. And then the next day she'll be doing it better and better and better. I'm gonna have her going in a down position. She'll be able to take this home. The owner can use this. Or she's taking the dog on the subway or something. Wherever. She'll be in her house. She wherever, you know, it's a useful tool. Now what we're gonna do is baby isn't doing a reverse retrieve, right? So I'm gonna teach her to do a reverse retrieve, right? And a reverse retrieve is exactly how it sounds. Exactly how it sounds. Instead of the dog going and getting the object, it's going to take the object to a receptacle and drop it. Now, to get the dog to drop it, I do a couple things. I'll put it in the dog's mouth, and I'll say drop, and I'll sort of tap this. No, drop, right? So instead of it dropping it into my hand, it's doing drop different. Drop it means drop it into the receptacle. If the dog has a little bit of problem with this, I might even use the e-collar on vibrate. No, drop. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to have her hold it. I'm going to walk her over there and see if we can get her to drop it in the receptacle. Let's move the camera down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing to get her to initially drop it. Here. Come on, baby. Here. Now remember, it's here, heel. It's muscle memory. So you get them to drop it, and they just get better and better at it. Okay, so at first you might be knocking it out, but they're going to pick up on it because I'm going to give her verbal praise. I'm going to tell her she's doing a good job. Here, hold. Okay, bring it over here. Drop it in there. Drop. No. No! No, come here. Athlete. Here. No, here. Hold. Drop. Drop it in there. Yes! So we'll do it again. Hang on. She'll pick up on this. It might not be this session. Might be the next session, but hold. Okay, bring it over here. No! Drop. 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 No, drop. Drop it, baby. Good. Here, try it again. Here, come here. Here. Hold. No, hold it proper. No, hold. Heel. Drop. Drop it. Drop. 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 So let's try this. So let's drop it with this. No. No. Baby. No. Drop. Drop. There you go. That makes it easier. We're using vibrate, okay? So I'm going to use vibrate while I'm hitting, knocking it out, okay? Hold. Heel. Heel. No. Drop. No. Drop. Drop. Good. Good girl. Here. Here. This low-level stimulation, I'm going to try doing it with low-level stimulation. So she's on 8. Here. Baby, drop. Drop. No. Yes! Yeah. Okay, get it. Okay, here, come here. Here. Okay, so that worked real good. Here. So we're using low-level stimulation. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. Bring it over there. No! Baby, come here. Dogs will do that. They're like, whatever, I'm going to jump over it. So we're going to get her over the receptacle. Bring her here. Okay, now I'm going to say drop. Drop. No, drop. Yes! No, leave it. She'll get this. Baby's going to do reverse retrieves, right? Get a heel. Sit. You're good? We'll do it a couple more times and then we're going to quit. Hold. Okay, bring it over here. Heel. No, don't do that. No. No. Okay, drop. No, drop. Yes! Yes! That's it. Now see how she drops it and she's going for it again? Don't let them start doing that. That's another command. That would be hold. And they have to, some dogs don't want to put their head in the crate. Gus, he was fucking flipped out. So I have videos on this with Gus. He was a real pisser to teach to do this. She's not going to be a problem, obviously. Gus is sort of a big scaredy cat. Here, heel. Baby, hold. Can you get that? Hold. You got it. You're not holding it right, but come here, heel. Hold it right, dude. Hold it like that. There you go. Here. And one more time. Here. Over here, heel. Come here, baby. Over here. No. Drop. Drop it in there. Drop it in there. Yes! No, don't grab it, dude. That's good, dude. Hang on. That's good. Do it again for me. Come here. Come here, genius. See how athletic this dog is? Hold. No, hold it right. Okay. Here, come here. Here. No, put it in here. No. No. Drop it. Yes! Yes! All right, she'll do it. That's good. That's good. Here. Very nice, baby. Like that. Here. Sit. Very good. Very good. Want to do place between the legs one more time? Hang on. Baby, place. No, place. No. No, baby, place. No. Place. Sit. Good. Now, as you notice, I'm doing it the other way, and that sort of stumped her, right? So we're going to do it one more time this way and see if she'll do it proper. Sit. Remember, anytime you do something different with the dog, it makes it harder. This dog has some training, but it's limited. Baby, place. No, place. No, place. Sit. That's it. Good girl. We'll do it one more time here. Whenever the dog fumbles like this, I'm looking for 3 times in a row. Here. Sit. Sit, baby. There you go. Baby, place. No, place. Go. Play. There you go. Sit. No, get out here. Place. Fuck no, man. Knock it off. Place. Sit. Heel. Come here. Terrible. Sit. We're going to do it this way again. I need one more time. We're doing it right, though. Baby, place. No, no, place. No, place, man. Yes. Heel. We're going to do it one more time here. Sort of putting up a fuss because it's this direction. Whoa. No, whoa. Baby, place. No, place. Good. All right, so we'll quit on that one. So always end on, a successful high note. Sit. No, sit. Down. Pretty good, baby. Well, that was good. Both dogs are doing great. Um, well, that was awesome. I see that as a good session for both dogs. Like real good. That was awesome. So she'll be doing a reverse retrieve too. Um, couldn't be happier. I don't really judge the sessions on the amount of sessions unless it's a puppy. I start judging them on how successful they were. And but I mean, if you have a lot of dogs and you can get 3 sessions in, an amount of time that you're happy with, I agree. Because that is an issue, is time. I am into doing sessions at night too because it makes it more difficult for the dog. We did that last night. Neither one of them, I don't think it worked on the porch at night. So a lot of times I'll bring a dog out here that I've only worked in the backyard. There's cars going by, causes excitement. So it's real positive because you want to push the dog past that point of excitement. I prefer getting up early. That's for damn sure. I get a lot more done. I have them chill through the hotter parts of the. Oh yeah, you're in California. Sure. Yeah, you're sort of subject to the temperature when you're training the dog. Why is it more difficult at night? Well, it's just different. You're outside. Uh, their eyesight is about as shitty as ours, so there might be shadows and stuff. It just makes it more difficult for the dog. But once the dog has done that, then it's no longer difficult. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anything you're doing that's new is going to make it more difficult for the dog when it's just starting training. Like Kittles is in the window right now, and she's like, no, down. She was looking at Kittles, right? No, down. Good girl. So she's fine around the cats and everything, but Kittles is probably being a freak and staring at her. What else? I don't know. So both dogs are gonna do reverse retrieves. That's good. I'm happy with that. Merlin, Jesus Christ. Pumpkin was pawing at her retrieves. Yeah, that's like Merlin. Don't let him paw at the retrieves. Pick the damn thing up, put it in your mouth, and bring it back. Right? And they should be taking a direct path to you. No half moon. No, nothing like that. My cat goes into the dog room and plays with the dogs through the crates. Merlin the wizard. He is. He just has to not fuck with people that we come across. So he'll quit. He will quit. He will definitely quit doing that crap. I'm not gonna put up with that. That's embarrassing, Merlin. I ain't taking you in Home Depot until you quit that crap. So, see, that's a problem. The collar that he had on was real wide. So even if the owner was trying to give a correction, the collar didn't have any action. So Merlin would probably just be like, fuck it. So I am using a martingale with a chain right now, which I'm gonna get him out of that soon. I might switch him into a Star Mark collar because the martingale with the chain is actually like sort of like making his fur look silverish, So it doesn't matter. I will say this, that I don't really think that they're concerned about his looks. They're normal. Like, they're more concerned about his behavior. Like, they probably got him because they think it looks cool. But, the owner would never be like, yeah, I noticed that martingale is, like, staining his fur. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fucking give a shit. They want a dog that behaves. And that's how people should be. I remember I was training somebody's dog and I got the dog a haircut, and this person said, I was fuming. I was livid. And it was a dog that has to go to the groomer and shit. I can't do it. And they said something like, oh, now it looks like he's loved. What? Like, fuck you, you know? I love the damn dog. You know, is that what you think it's about? That's what you think that it's about, your dog that has issues. Looking like a dandy. That's what you think. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It is. It's ridiculous. You know? Great, you have a dog that's a dandy, okay? But you also created a time bomb and a mess. So what's more important, your dog's behavior or him getting a haircut every fucking month and a half or whatever? By the way, I don't really do that. On this dog, no problem, though. And I told the owner I would. He gave me the clippers. And I did his face today. It was no problem. And I'll keep Merlin caught up. No problem. And the little patches that to take the down lower for the thing, I'll trim those up too. You can't even tell that dog has those little patches. So if you have an Akita or whatever, and you want to do that so that the e-collar is making better contact, do it, because your e-collar is going to go there anyway. It doesn't matter, man. It's about the dog's behavior. If you're having behavioral issues, fucking trim up the hair so that like the bark collar now, when we're using it tonight, it'll be making good contact. And we'll go back to me making sure that this is on at night. Remember, your dog becomes collar wise. Merlin knew the collar was on, and then he figured out by the morning that I slipped up and forgot to put a collar on him, and he resorted back to his old ways. I wasn't up. Destiny was dealing with him, which I love it. She was, got them all out and everything. And yeah, he was being a dick. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start getting him used to, the owner gave me the real nice clippers. They're battery operated. Real nice clippers. I'm like, I'll get the dog used to that. I came out here, man, put him in a high collar. It was not a problem. So I'm thinking that maybe they weren't putting the dog in a high collar. That's what I think. So when the dog goes back, I will tell them to put, if he doesn't see this, I'll tell him to put like an eye screw in a door frame that they could hook in a leash somewhere. And then that way they could put the dog in the high collar and not have any problem. After you do it for amount of time, I doubt I'll need the dog to put the dog in a high collar. I'm being honest with you. But when the dog's going back, I will recommend, you put him in a high collar too for a couple months, right? When you're trimming up his face. And then maybe after a couple months of trimming up his face, you want to try it without putting him in a high collar, do it. But if he gives you any shit, put him back in the high collar. You didn't do it long enough, right? So the owner will backtrack with the crap that I'm doing, meaning I'm going to tell the owner to look for one of these, the Garmin Smart Dog. They don't make them anymore, Smart Dog training system, but this is an effective bark collar. It's not an effective remote collar, but as a bark collar, it works pretty good. See if you can find one of those on eBay or something. I only got 2 of them. I'm not giving them up. I'm not giving them up until I know that somebody else has put out a collar, a bark collar that is as efficient as this one and has plastic contact points, because you can have these on longer. It's like using titanium contact points on your remote collar. So all dogs are sort of allergic to nickel, and that was the collar. It's very sensitive. And nickel is in stainless. So it's like, don't buy cheap jewelry for the wife or girlfriend. Don't buy something with brass in it. It'll turn their finger green. Dogs are the same way. They'll be sort of allergic to them. So in varying degrees. Some dogs are really allergic to them. So they make these hypoallergenic ones. And titanium works great. You can have them on, but still, you have to take the collars off, like the e-collars, 8 to 10 hours. Take them off. Let the neck breathe. But the bark collar, this thing goes in a different position. So that thing's on 8 to 10 hours too. Or that collar could be on a little bit longer because it has conductive plastic. So it'd be like having a plastic, collar on your dog essentially. So you still need to let the neck breathe. Okay. So you take that off and then you switch into the collar. You got a dog with separation anxiety. You have to stay up on this. So I'm getting the dog to quit doing it, but the dog will go back into that situation. They keep doing what I'm doing for a long period of time. They put a nail in the coffin with this thing, and they don't. No more of this bullshit. Like I went out of the crate and letting them out. Dog's great. Dog's great. He really is. We'll get him to quit doing this and stop being a dick, Merlin, to the UPS guy. Merlin has to walk around Home Depot and behave. And the sooner I get him like super compliant, the better, because he's going to Home Depot. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to have this bullshit. We're going into Wegmans, Merlin. I don't want any of your bullshit. You need to shut your fucking mouth. I don't give a shit if somebody comes up and asks me directions. You sit there and shut your fucking mouth. And if anybody's looking at him, I will turn around and walk away from them. Do that. You got your dog and somebody's like trying to get the dog's attention, making some kissy noise across the street. Like, how pathetic fucking are you that you need to get the dog's attention? The dog's at heel. But you have to get the dog's attention trying to get him to pop out of heel. You don't care. These people don't care. They're petters. They get an oxytocin surge or something from the cute animal. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Watch these people, man. You'll be in Home Depot, I'll be in there with a dog, or Walmart with a dog, and they're trying to, get the dog's attention. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You do that? You do that? You see somebody with a dog and the dog is behaving and you try and get the dog's attention? You are a loser. That's just a flat out fact. You don't care. It's a service dog, and you think that the dog's supposed to stop working and pay attention to you? Now, granted, there's a lot of fake service dogs out there. There's a lot of people that just say it's a service dog. Dog could never do anything like this. Dog could never do retrieves. They let it sit in their lap and shit. That's not a service dog. You see these on YouTube? Like Sally and Buffy. Like it's supposed to be like the service dog team or something. It's all a joke. It's a joke. Terrible. Terrible. Terribly trained animals. The animals, are not happy. That's the way I look at it. Hey. Getting some sun. Baby's rocking out. Yeah, you have to watch those people and don't engage with them. Just walk away from them, correcting the dog as you go. But I'll tell you something. When I take a dog into Home Depot, they do not respond to these people ever. So if that helps you, they've already been trained to that I'm it. I'm the guy that they play the game with. So they do not ever respond to the assholes. I just keep walking. Maybe say something under my breath, but I don't explain anything to these jerks. I just get the dog away from them. They never respond to these people ever, and that has to do with training and how they're trained. They're trained to play. They're not going to play the game. They're not going to be able to play. Merlin won't be able to play the game if he's fucking, barking at some asshole that walks towards us. I won't have it. So he's learning this right now, that to play the game, he has to do exactly what I want him to do. And both these dogs are playful. You see Baby, very playful. Merlin, playful. I love training a playful dog like a lab and shit. Not always the most easy dog to deal with because playful dogs can kind of be excitable. But all dogs are excitable. There isn't a dog in the world you can't amp up. There isn't, you know? So remember that. You got a dog and you're not concentrating on keeping the dog calm, you're making a huge mistake. And the calm dog is a happy dog. Do not confuse excitability, like the dog jumping around wagging its tail, that it loves you. It could just be excited. Think about it. Or it's happy. It could be happy, but it could be just as happy sitting down and being calm. And a dog that is barking at the window and wagging its tail and running back and forth, barking at passerbys, that is not a good situation. You think the dog's happy doing that, like guarding your property? It's jumped into that instinctual mode that a dog does. It jumps into that instinctual. That's how your dog functions, instinctually, and it should function with trained commands, and that's it. So if you don't have trained commands in there, and the dog's been conditioned properly, you end up with a mess. A mess. And we have all these dogs dying. Like I said, we have idiots that get TV shows that send the wrong message. You know, I'm not saying that Caesar isn't charismatic and he has really great, almost blue teeth. They're so white, right? He has charisma, but that doesn't mean what he's saying is proper dog training. It's not dog training. It's like a management system that really isn't effective. It isn't. And then there's other dog trainers that saying it's okay to hit your dog and shit, like the bonking method. I haven't had to bonk any dogs. Tonka, I felt like bonking. Admit to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's not helpful. Having like somebody, like a dog trainer like Gary Wilkes or fucking Jeff Gellman going around. Yeah, just roll up a towel. Hey, knock it off with tape, and then you can smack your dog with it. What? And then people that are already are inclined to smack the dog hear that, so they think that it's okay. Smacking your dog just is going to cause problems. It's going to make the dog hand shy. You're more apt to turn the dog into a biter, and it's going to be fearful of you. So don't do that. Don't listen to these idiots. This dog hasn't been smacked. Merlin hasn't been smacked. You don't do that. Don't listen to these people. They want your money. They want to tell you what you want to hear. They want to tell you what you want to hear. It's the truth. And don't confuse bonking and a healing stick, because they're completely different. If you want me to go over that, I'll go over that at another time. We're not going over that right now, but that's not the same thing. You know, the bonking thing is like, I got it in my hand, I'm warning you, I'm gonna smack you with it. The healing stick, it's up like this, and you bring it down, bounce it off the dog's chest. It's like this bendy stick. So they don't even see it, and you're only using it right there. Right? You're not smacking the dog on the head and shit. And the healing stick is very light, and you take the healing stick, like you say, sit with the puppy. You know how you're training a puppy to sit, and it becomes this point where you can just take it's not sitting, but you just put your finger on its ass. It's on the top, right by its tail, and it just like goes down. So to make it easier on yourself when it's at that point, you can take the healing stick, go like this, and touch the dog on the butt, and it goes down, right? Sit. No, sit. Like that. Okay? So that's what a healing stick is. Hey! No! Down! My bad, as they say. What else? I don't know. These dogs are doing good. I should take her in. I think Destiny wants to paint something out here, so she's been very patient with me, live streaming and everything, so I'm gonna close this up. Maybe I'll live stream later. Boy, there's a good bad, right? It's a good bad I might. So, anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody that joined the channel. That's great, and thanks for the super chats. It means a lot. It's really helpful. It is. Really appreciate it. We'll keep working, Baby and Merlin. Obviously, they're doing great. Merlin's been here for a week as of tomorrow. Is that right? Is that you came on Thanksgiving? Has it been about a week? A little bit over a week. So Merlin's doing a pretty good reverse retrieve. Baby's gonna start doing reverse retrieves, and Baby will continue working on place between the legs, and we'll add that in on Merlin. So we'll see y'all in a bit, I'm sure. I'll see y'all. Bye-bye.